Good morning and welcome to 10 Tips with UTB over a cup of tea. Now, if you remember last time when you were with me or I was with you, whichever way you want to look at it, I had a special cup which came from a stage of the Tour de France, and I said, "What's the the challenge was? What's significant about that stage?" Now, if you had done your homework, or if you haven't done your homework, let me tell you what was significant about that stage. The stage went across the Pont du Gard, which is an old aqueduct from the old Roman times, and it's a UNESCO listed building, I suppose, or a space, and they don't have it open, so you can't actually drive across it. So they opened it up just for that day for the race. So it's really quite cool. Anyway, my cup today is slightly different. It is this one here. Now, if I come like this, you can see this is an Out of Africa cup. Now, this is significant for a number of reasons, not historically in terms of world history, but probably historically to me. So I'll let you just have a think about why an Out of Africa cup might be appropriate for me with my cup of tea today as we jump into today's session. So I'll just prepare, put that down there out of my way so I can show you what we're going to do. So today what we're doing is we're looking at the whole concept of Microsoft Teams from a parent point of view if you're looking at helping your child. So your child might be at home, they might be at home due to the fact that Corona has affected us, or they might just be doing homework at home and their school is using Microsoft Teams. Now, if that's the case, what things do you as a parent need to look out for to be able to work out what's going on? Because if you ever ask a teenager what have you got for homework? Nothing. What have you done today at school? Nothing. What does the teacher ask you to do today? Nothing. So you've got lots of nothings there, which doesn't really help you a great deal in terms of what you can do to help your child. So let's have a look at what your kid sees when they look at Microsoft Teams from home, and also what the teacher sees. So let me just share my screen and we'll see how we go. So let me grab another screen. I'll grab this one here. Cool. Alrighty. So this screen here, I'll just drag it a bit bigger, excuse me, is the window that your child sees. So when they open up Microsoft Teams, they will see something that looks very similar to this. Well, exactly to this. So this is their view of the team that's been set up for them for their teacher, by their teacher. Now, when you have a look at it, as a parent, you're looking here, and there's a channel that's the general channel, and that's where a lot of the conversations happen. But down here, there are other channels that will be listed. And they might be a project that they're working on. There might be term 1 work or term 2 work or 3 work or a subject base. Whatever it is, you can see it sitting in here. If it's black, it means that your child has had some work set for them, but they actually haven't, or something's been posted there, sorry, that they yet to have a look at and action. So if it's black, they haven't read it. So you can say, have you read everything? If they go, yep, you can scan down here and see that they haven't. So that's the first thing. So these posts here in this main window here is kind of like the channel of communication between the teacher and the student. So if you can have a look through here, there's a whole lot of things being posted here. Now, this is a demo account, so it's not exactly like what they would see in terms of the content, but the physical space is exactly what they'll see. So you'll see some bits here. They've got some information about the teachers posted things. They've got some documents that's been put in there. But this is where all the information for that class basically is being posted. So it's a really good place to look. If you want to look for something, you can come at the top here and just search for it. You can type in maths and it'll search across all the channels and find anything that's related to maths and pull it up so you can see it. But if you want to look at what assignments are due and things like that, that's probably the most important thing. So in the general channel, Up the top in your child's place will be a thing called assignments. If you click on those assignments, what you'll see are the assignments that are due for your child or are overdue for your child. So this is a really good spot to jump in and have a quick squiz. So I can see here that on April the 8th, my child, let me see what their names are. That's how much I love them. Henry, that's right. Henry's the name of my child. So Henry here has got a monthly quiz, which is due on the 8th and the 10th and the 13th, and they haven't been handed in. But there's these other ones here that are due today. There's one due in a little bit more, and there's another due a bit later. So there's some tough stuff coming up. There's something due today. So anything in red, you can go, look, okay, Henry, how are you going? Why haven't you handed them in? If you want to see what they've completed and see how they're traveling, down the bottom is a little spot that says completed with an arrow. If you click on that, any task that's been completed by your child is sitting in here. So you can actually go back and have a look if you want to. So that's just for you to have a quick squiz at what's going on. And if you want to engage a bit further and say, hey, how have you gone? How you're traveling, you can kind of ask questions in there. If you want to look at their marks and stuff that they've got, if you come across to the grades tab in here, this grades tab will then show you what they got for those tasks. Now you'll see here, this is a demo account, so it's probably not exactly the same as what your child will see because there'll be more things being marked. But in here, you can see that these ones haven't been handed in. They've got the points associated with them and whether they've been returned or handed in or returned. So this returned, what return means is that the student has handed it in to the teacher has marked it, and then sent it back or returned it to the kid. So the child now has that copy of that document so you can actually have a look at it if you want. So that's how that works. Now you'll notice as you hover along here, nothing becomes live, so you can't actually click on here to access any of the assignments or stuff. So you might want to come back to your assignment tab and go, okay, look, Henry, let's have a chat. We saw that that lab report number 2 that you've done, and it was worth 100 points, and you got 21. So let's have a bit of a look. Let's have a look at how we are working in terms of that task, because obviously you've done something quite poorly there. So let's open it up. So you come to completed, sit down here and open up lab report number 2, and you can see what has been posted from the teacher to the child and see their comments. So in here, at the top right-hand side, some feedback, and the teacher's basically said, hey, Henry, you're just wondering what this is all about. And then you can have a look here and you can actually open up these documents if you want. So this is the work that Henry's done. So let's open that up and let's see what he's been doing. Now, this is a lab report. So this, when we open this up, we should be looking at a lab report. And by all intents and purposes, we have not got a lab report here. And as you scroll through, you can say, hey, what's this? And you can actually chat to him about it. But if you want to see what the teacher has been saying to Henry as they've been working through the documents, or what Henry's been asking the teacher as they've been working through the documents, wherever you see a little bubble that looks like this, which is like a comment button, if you click on that, you can see the comments that Henry's been making to the teacher. So Henry's actually been asking questions. Down here is another question that Henry's been asking. So Henry's been asking to the question about asking for help, but the teacher hasn't responded. So you can actually talk to Henry about, how can you communicate better with your teacher and those kind of things as well. So that's what Henry sees. So this is pretty cool. And when he wants to hand it in, he can just hand it in and it will go to the teacher. And then the teacher can see it and then the teacher can hand it back. So let's just pretend that Henry has, Henry and the work that he's done has been handed in. So he's just done the hand in bit there, and then he can undo it if he wants. So let's jump into what the teacher sees. So the teacher's view is a bit different. In the teacher's view over here, we'll come to the class that he's in and have a quick squeeze at what the teacher sees. And in here, he can come, this is the teacher's view now. So the teacher can look at the assignments, and when those assignments come in a tick, you'll see that the lab report will come in down the bottom here, and then he can comment on it as well. So the teacher can see what's been going on with the student at all times, so it's really, really handy. So the teacher can have a quick overview of what's going on, and they can go and see the kids' work at any time really live and quick. So for you really want to be looking at the assignments tab and see what's going on. If you want to see all the assignments across all the subjects that your child is studying, if you go to the assignments tab in here, this is in the students view again, you can choose the class they're in and all their assignments will appear for you to be able to see. So it's a really nice way of being able to manage and see and help your child in their learning journey. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that showed you a little bit about what goes on in terms of where you can look for work for your kids, and how you can actually help them through and see that two-way conversation between the student and the teacher. The best part about it is that by just clicking on that assignments tab, you can see all the work that's due, also all the work that's been handed in, and you can see their marks. It's a great place to go to, and it's a great way you can help your child when they say, when you ask them, hey, what have you had for homework, or what have you got to do? And they go, nothing. You can now jump in there, help them out, and have a bit of a look to see if you can help them. So I really hope that was helpful for you, and I can't wait to see you guys a bit later. And next time we meet, I'll talk about the significance of this cup, and then you'll be even more enlightened to my life outside of the screen here. Excellent. So thanks very much. We'll see you soon.